Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Marquette Golden Eagles Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today we're going bowling, and we have a rematch against the Northwestern Wildcats of the Big Ten, who defeated us back in Week 2, 31-10. Of course, you don't want to have a rematch in the bowl game. We would like a fresh opponent, but this gives us a little more preparation as we kind of know the tendencies of this Northwestern team. A very stout, disciplined, tough football team with a lot of experienced seniors across the board on their starting roster. We're here at Dallas Stadium in the heart of Dallas Bowl as Marquette. In just year 2 of existence, this program has achieved bowl game status. We'll start by winning the opening coin toss, and we'll kick and try to go into the half with some Now Dylan Manning on to get us started here. And we're off in Dallas. Northwestern set to return. That's Tony Jones back there. He had a good day against us back in Week 2. A good return there as he stiff arms the man and works towards the 35, a 31-yard return. And I'm sorry, that's Christian Jones. I got those ones mixed up. There's a Christian Jones and a Tony Jones on this Northwestern team. Now Trevor Siemian out there as he went 20 for 22 against us, about 190 yards and a touchdown pass. His first pass here has to throw that one away, so already he has half the amount of incompletions he had against us in the prior game. Siemian also added about 50 or 60 yards rushing, so he was very efficient and productive in our Week 2 battle. Now Treyvon Green, his first carry, and he works ahead for 12. Green had over 100 yards in the first half against us, and we're going to try and neutralize him here, although not a good start, as that was a nice little scamper. Now, 1st and 10, Northwestern already at the 47. He'll give right back to Green. And he works ahead at a good 7-yard carry, already at 19 yards on two gives. 2nd and 3 now. Siemian, his first drop back. And he connects there with Jones, and Durant knocks it free. And an incomplete pass that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. And not to be repetitive, but now Siemian already matches the amount of incompletions he had in the last game. 3rd and 3 now. Marquette trying to get a stop here. Siemian will pass. They set up a screen here for Treyvon Green, and he breaks the tackle there in the backfield. He's still going, and he's probably going to reach the end zone. Durant, our last hope, and he can't bring him down. Treyvon Green, a 47-yard touchdown, and he takes the screen all the way on 3rd down. Not how we wanted to start this bowl game, but we knew we had our work cut out for us. Northwestern 90 overall across the board in overall offense and defense. Marquette about 68. And Marcus Dixon, if he could have brought him down there, that probably would have forced a punt or maybe a 4th down. But Green picks up right where he started in Week 2, and he's already reaching pay dirt. And now we'll see Jake Haywood lead the charge for the final time as he's set for graduation. He's started most of the games here, every game so far in year 2, as Theo Briggs, a minus 2-yard carry. He's laid out there on his first touch of the day. Northwestern has a couple injuries in their linebacking core, otherwise very stout all across the board defensively, especially in the back end. Now 2nd and 12, Haywood, his first drop back. And a miscommunication there. He had Cooper, probably had a couple better options there, but just trying to get rid of the ball quick. Now Haywood out there empty on this 3rd and 12. Marquette trying to avoid the 3 and out. He was over the middle for Cooper, and that's almost intercepted by Jarrell Williams. He intercepted Haywood back in Week 2. Almost did it again here. Marquette has to punt. Bad decision there by Haywood out of the gate. Now here's Eddie Stevens, who's been very busy in the past few weeks to end this season. Kicking against 8-mile-per-hour winds. And this will be fielded from the 38. Fumble that's muffed. And Bryant kicks it, but able to recover. Marquette almost caught a break there. Now Trevor Siemian already back out there after Treyvon Green took that screen about 50 yards last time out. They give it right back to Green. He has a lot of room to the right, makes a man miss. Armstrong can't bring him down. And then finally Tyler Black gets him there at the sideline. 27-yard gain for Treyvon Green. 1st and 10 now. Wildcats right back into Golden Eagles territory. Siemian back to pass. Set up another screen here for Green. No one's even around him. Daniel Armstrong misses the tackle. And Durant gets him as Green works ahead for another 25. And now at the 10-yard line. Northwestern just having their way, not even 2 minutes into this ball game. They give it back to Green. He breaks a black tackle. But then Mike Johnson cleans it up, the freshman defensive end, who had an interception a few weeks back in his first career start. Now 2nd and 6, Siemian hurries him back. They'll give it right back to Green, and a good tackle there going lateral by Denzel Highsmith that sets him up now 3rd and 3. Marquette trying to get a stop here inside the 5. 3rd and 3 now by Talon motion. And Siemian will keep, and he breaks a Rondell Nichols tackle, and he powers his way in for the 4-yard touchdown. Northwestern already up 14-0 here, pending the extra point. Now Marquette faces a quick 14-0 deficit before the fans could even settle in here. And here's Dillon Koufax as they're mixing things up a little bit. Koufax a drop back. And he'll just drop that off for Jeff Harris, and it would have been better just eating that play. That goes for -4. Now Haywood out there empty for the 2nd and 14. Our offense really not being able to produce much of anything thus far. A quick dump off here for Jordan Pinson. And a good grab there that picks up 8, sets up a 3rd and 6. First completion of the day for Jake Haywood. And if we just fall down pretty big here, we'll probably throw in some young guys and see what we have to work with next season, including quarterback Ruben Brown. 3rd and 6 here, Haywood on the drop back. He has stat Archibald wide open towards the sideline. Archibald gets it. Stiff arms a man up the sideline, picks up 12. Now Storm Norwood out there for the first time, and they'll give him the carry. Really not much blocking as that's closed off real quick. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now they come out in the I formation as we're now at the 3-minute mark here in this first quarter. Haywood drops back. And he has Cooper up the seam wide open. And a good grab there by Cooper, picking up 21. Marquette back out there in the I formation. And they'll get back to Storm Norwood. He redirects up the middle and scrounges up 2 yards that time. And now Marquette comes out with 2 tight ends. Dexter Dowling out there for the first time. Scott Dixon in motion. And they give to Dixon. Tries to rework outside. And that doesn't go to his benefit as he loses 2. Got to get better in the running game. Really struggled in that facet the past few weeks. Northwestern only held us to about 50 rushing yards back in week 2 as well. They're very good up front. Haywood a drop back here on this 3rd down. And he gets Shane Lidle there over the middle in traffic. Thought Lidle might drop that one, but he hangs on through contact. And this is our last look at Shane Lidle as well. Senior wide receiver is going to end his Marquette career as the all-time leading receiver. Now they give here for Tyson Bolt his first action, and he'll pick up 4. Our best carry so far of the day. 2nd and 6 now. The Golden Eagles back out there in the I formation. And they'll go play action here. Dumped off for Jeff Harris, and that almost got jumped. Luckily, they just break it up. No interception there. Marquette survives. Now 3rd and 6. Haywood directly under center. Another 3rd down. He'll drop back. And Cooper was there. He was late to turn to the ball. And that just skips incomplete. 4th and 6 from the 19. Marquette, we're going to go for the 36-yard field goal here. Just to get some points on the board. Dylan Mackey kick up. And that's good. It looked like it hung up there. And the wind almost blew it back. But luckily, it gets in there. 14-3 now. Marquette gets some points. Although Northwestern is having their way on offense. 1:02 left here. And the Golden Eagles desperate for some defensive momentum. Mackey, the kick is off, and that's going to be fielded from the 4 by Christian Jones. Christian Jones works up a seam and now stiff-arming a man, and Pellin able to clean it up. Christian Jones, 35-yard return down to the 40. Good field position yet again for Northwestern. Siemian comes out in the shotgun. Treyvon Green, the lone back, 2 tight ends. And they'll give it to Green. Marquette crashing down that way, and they limit him to a 3-yard gain. Good call on defense that time. Now 2nd and 7 as this first quarter winds down. Siemian back to pass. He has a man over the middle. That's Jones. He makes the catch, and he works ahead towards the 40. Christian Jones fresh off the return, and now he picks up another 17 on that catch. 1st and 10 now, and they'll give right back to Treyvon Green. Breaks a tackle, and a modest 5-yard pickup for Green. 2nd and 5, Northwestern hurries back yet again here. And they give it right back to Green, and he gets 4. That sets them up now 3rd and 1, and that's probably going to be the last play here in this first quarter. And that'll do it. 14-3 Northwestern leads, and they're driving again here as they look to pour it on and complete the blowout against Marquette as they did back in week 2. Now 3rd and 1, And they run the option here. It's pitched back to Green. And Daniel Armstrong, the big play. Stays on Green, makes the tackle. And Green has been breaking a bunch of tackles already. But a great read. Great reaction by Daniel Armstrong. And that might force him out of field goal range. They're going to trot out the field goal unit here for this 51-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and that's going to be wide right. And still a 14-3 game here. Daniel Armstrong, undoubtedly our defensive MVP this season. And Marquette, they still trail by only 11 after the missed field goal. And now Marquette starts this drive with in the wishbone set with Koufax. And look at the Tyson Bolt. He can't get much going. A good pushback there from the Northwestern front. Bolt only 1 yard. 2nd and 9 now. Haywood going to call an audible. Go to a run up the middle in the light box. Good double team there from the left guard center. And that paved the way for Norwood, who picked up 8. Good play call there by Haywood to switch it up. 3rd and 1 now. They bring out Tyson Bolt in this short yardage situation. Huge push up front by Northwestern, but Bolt able to survive there and pick up the first down. Bolt still in the backfield. Haywood directly under center. 1st and 10 from the 45. Haywood will drop back. And he has Pinson there on the out route, but Pinson drops it. And he might have been able to pick up a few extra yards after that one. Drops have crippled our offensive success all season. And Pinson another one there. Now 2nd and 10. Haywood in the shotgun will take the snap. And he tries to dump it off for Dowling, but the right bumper button, for those who have been following, the right bumper button does not work sometimes. And Haywood, he gets sacked and fumbles. And Marquette turns it over here at the 31. We had some hope there. And now I don't know about this. Tough break there. And I got to get a new controller. I got to get a new controller for next season. Now 1st and 10. Northwestern goes right back to the option. And that's snuffed out by Barry Barber. A huge tackle for loss there. 2nd and 14 now. Now at the 5-minute mark left in the half. Marquette stunned after that turnover. Siemian a fake. Quick pass there for Jones, and he's brought down by Davin Rice. 9-yard pickup for Tony Jones. His first grab of the day. 3rd and 5 now from the 25. Northwestern hurries back, as they've been doing all day. And that's right over the head of Davin Rice. Kyle Prater makes the play. 1st down, Northwestern. Siemian already over 100 yards on just 5 completions. Northwestern now sets up in the red zone. And they'll give back to Green. A nice hole there. And he's brought down by a shoestring tackle from Darquez Goddard, the senior DN playing in his final game here with the Marquette Golden Eagles. 2nd and 4. They'll give Green a nice hole there. And he's hit hard in the hole there by Rondell Nichols. 4-yard pickup brings up a 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches now from the 9-yard line. And Siemian fakes. He keeps. And Darquez Goddard snuffs that out. And that's a tackle for loss. 4th and 3 now at the 12. Northwestern going to kick the field goal. Huge stop there to limit the Wildcats to just a field goal attempt. And you would think they make this chip shot. Kick is up. And that just tucks in there. It looked like it might slice left, but kick is good. Northwestern now up 17-3. 3:35 left for the Golden Eagles in the first half. Juice Campbell will get his first kick return of the day. He'll take that. Works his way up the middle, and man misses a block. Campbell only able to take it 21. Now Haywood trying to rewrite that turnover and get some points on the board for Marquette before the end of the half. They'll start with a give here for Dowling, and he only picks up 1. It looks like they're going to audible here. Thomas in motion. Haywood takes the snap. Nothing open, and we definitely passed. What was that? Oh my goodness. Montez Chamberlain down for a safety. And that was a forward pass. We were jamming A. Nothing was really open. And of course that was Chamberlain who got beat. And yeah, I guess that wasn't a forward pass. Sitting there mashing A. And Northwestern gets the safety. My goodness, I can't believe that result. So now 2 strip sacks of Jake Haywood. That one results in a fumble, as Chamberlain was able to recover it, but of course he covers it in the end zone. And now the safety punt, as Christian Jones will take that up to the 38. So we are just shooting ourselves in the foot. And Northwestern a chance here to extend their big lead already up 16. They'll give back to Treyvon Green. Darquez Goddard, another big stop in the backfield. And he stands up Green, 2-yard loss. And I think we'll throw Dillon Koufax out there for a couple drives, and then we'll throw Ruben Brown out and see what he can do, as he's going to be the front runner for the quarterback job heading into next season. A glitch here, Siemian, and he's brought down. Kind of froze there, and Jerry Jones, he'll get the sack. We'll take all the help we can get in this one, even if that means benefiting from a glitch. Usually I would discourage that, but at this point we kind of need it. 3rd and 16 now, and looks like they'll set up a screen. Green has some room, and he picks up 7. Marquette will take their final time out of the half. 1:43 left. Northwestern will punt. Jordan Pinson on for his first punt return of the day. Had a punt return touchdown a few weeks ago. This time, looks like he was brought down by a face mask. No call. And Dillon Koufax and Marquette will take over at the 35. So that'll be the last time we see Jake Haywood. And shout out to Jake Haywood. Thank you for everything you've done for this Marquette program. But now we're going to give Koufax some reps and then probably move on to Ruben Brown. Koufax out here in the empty set. I'll just dump that off for Shane Lidle. Nothing really open. And that picks up 4. Marquette going to go hurry up here with no timeouts left. 1:16 left in the half. Koufax another drop back. He'll roll to his left. And he'll just elect to run it as he scampers out of bounds. 3rd and 2 now. 5-yard pickup. And Marquette comes out here in the 22 personnel in this 3rd and 2 short yardage situation. And Theo Briggs doesn't get it. And Northwestern's going to call a timeout, but I think we're just going to go for it here. 4th and 1 from the 44. And already down 16. We're just going to go for it here. We'll come out in that same 22 personnel look. And we like this, how this looks for our offense. Good push up there. And Briggs a big gain there compared to what we've been dealing with. He picks up 6, works to the 50. Marquette has to hurry here if they want to try and get some points. Koufax takes another snap. He'll just go for Grant Cooper there. And Cooper works out of bounds, gets 9. He now has 30 yards on 2 catches. Marquette to the 41. Koufax backed out there in the same formation. Back for another pass. And a misfire there as he's picked off by Ibrahim Campbell. And that was nowhere near where we wanted it to go. He had Thomas and just threw that way behind him. Didn't lead him at all. And that's Marquette's 3rd turnover here in the first half. This is just not fun football for us. So many missed opportunities for this Marquette team. 3 turnovers, and that's just unexcusable. And we need a big pep talk here from Lance Leipold at halftime. 46 seconds left here for Northwestern. They do have 2 timeouts. And they set up a screen here for Green. He's hit hard by Davin Rice. And that's another tackle for loss for this Marquette team. Wildcats take their 2nd timeout. 2nd and 11 now. Siemian in the shotgun. It's back to pass. He'll just dump that off for Treyvon Green. And what kind of tackle is that, Dante Chambers? He avoided that at all costs. Although it is short, so the clock will keep ticking. 3rd and 1 now. Less than 30 seconds. 1 timeout left for Northwestern. Siemian will back to pass. He'll dump that off for Green. And Marcus Dixon, a big hit. I thought he was going to force the fumble. But Green hangs on there. 1st down Northwestern. 22 seconds now from the 48. Siemian will take another pass. Drop back here. Elects to go to the sideline for Green. He trucks Durant. And Durant might be hurt after that. But Green steps out. He's now at 100 receiving yards on 7 catches. Siemian 133 passing yards. 100 of those to Treyvon Green out of the backfield. Marquette only 68 total yards here in the first half. Northwestern 3 short of 200. 14 seconds now. They still have 1 timeout. Siemian plenty of time, and he has a man over the middle. That's Kyle Prater. Breaks the tackle and then finally brought down by Davin Rice. And they are going to get a field goal attempt here. Well, I guess they're going to hurry back to the line, try and get one more playoff, but that's a risky move. Siemian back to pass. He'll dump that off. That's going to end it if they don't score. And Northwestern hangs 3 points on the board there, although they still do lead by 16 at halftime. Based on all our turnovers, you would think we would be down by more in this game, but still only a 2-possession game. And with a big pep talk here from Lance Leipold at halftime, I think we're going to come out hopefully stronger and get some points in the second half. We do start with the ball, so hopefully we can come down and get some momentum and kind of get back into this bowl game. Only one more half of football left from our Year 2 squad, and I just want to take this moment to thank everybody for the support and all your viewership, your comments. I really appreciate it all. Kind of keeps me going. I am still having a lot of fun, but it's always nice getting that reassurance, that people are enjoying what we're doing and having fun along with me. So now that that's out of the way, we'll get back to football, and we'll try and come back here and come out with a win in this second half of the Heart of Dallas Bowl. Now we're set here to start the second half. Marquette from the 25. And we got to stop the turnovers. We'll give Dillon Koufax another series or two, and then we'll throw Ruben Brown in there, our redshirt junior. Opening handoff here for Tyson Bolt. He can't really get going. As you see the lack of acceleration, he's brought down in the backfield, -1. Now 2nd and 11. Koufax will keep. He has some green grass to the right side, breaks the tackle, and a tough run there. Koufax picks up 12. We have been able to put together decent drives, but we just can't hang on to the football. Now fresh set here from Marquette. Northwestern brings a bunch, and Pinson was open, and Koufax just overthrows him. Tough break there for the Marquette offense, and Koufax's accuracy not looking good so far in this game. He'll drop back again here for a pass. He has Pinson at the sideline, and he hits him that time. A 19-yard hookup. Jordan Pinson will likely be the centerpiece of our offense next year, as Shane Lidle and Jonathan Thomas will move on in graduation. Now Dexter Dowling, his first give here in the second half. He has good blocking outside. Still going past the 30. He's finally brought down. A 16-yard pickup from Dexter Dowling, our biggest rush of the day. 1st and 10 now. Koufax directly under center. And he'll drop back here for a pass. He'll dump that off for Lidle. A quick one, just 6 yards. Now 2nd and 4. Marquette just outside the red zone. Now Marquette comes out in a heavy set here with Briggs in the backfield. 2 tight ends. And they'll give it to Briggs right up the middle. He powers over a man. Picks up 3. Sets up a 3rd and inches. And Marquette will actually show some tempo of their own, going right back to it. And they'll give it right back to Briggs as he picks up the 1st down. Theo Briggs, the all-time leading rusher so far through this Marquette series. Also 8 touchdowns, I think, this year. He leads the program in tutties as well. Koufax, a quick completion there for Cooper, as they like to pass here. 8-yard pickup, 2nd and 2 now. And now we'll see Storm Norwood as Marquette takes over at the 10. And they'll give to Storm Norwood some good blocking outside. Still going as he works down to the 1-yard line. A 9-yard pickup for Storm. And our running game kind of getting going here in the second half to start things. A 10-play, 70-yard drive thus far, and that's exactly what you wanted entering the half. They come out in the I formation, 1st and goal from the 1. They give to Jeff Harris, and the fullback powers it in. I think his 3rd touchdown of the year, and he's been very good in his role thus far. 19-9 now. Marquette probably going to go for 2 to make it a 1-score game. Now Marquette lines up to go for 2 here, and they'll give it to Dexter Dowling, a big hole up the middle. And I want to say that's our first 2-point conversion of the entire series. A huge hole there from our interior. And it's now a 19-11 game. Marquette within 1 score. Dylan Mackey on for the kickoff. Christian Jones set to receive. He's had some big returns already in this game. And I'm sorry, that's CJ Bryant this time. And he's brought down a good solo tackle there. 23-yard return from Bryant. Now Trevor Siemian and the Wildcats offense out there for the first time in this second half. Marquette going to try and get a stop, keep the momentum up. They'll start with a give to Treyvon Green, and good defense there as Barry Barber came down with the stop there at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now. Northwestern hurries back up. They'll give it right back to Green, and a good tackle coming over from the strong side there was Daniel Armstrong. 6 yards on the give for Green. Now 3rd and 4. This would be huge if Marquette could open the half with a touchdown and then force a 3 and out. Siemian back to pass. They go slants, and he has a man over the middle, and Denzel Highsmith knocks that free. Kyle Prater had the catch in the 1st down, and Denzel Highsmith had other plans. 4th and 4, Northwestern's going to have to punt on their opening drive here in the second half. And Pinson will have some space on this one. A little patient there out of the gate, and just gets up to the 35. Now the Golden Eagles take over from the 35, down 8 points here. Gave to Theo Briggs to start, and he's laid out. -2. Not a good run that time. 2nd and 12 now. Less than 3 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. They'll give to Storm Norwood. Some good blocking. Still going up the sideline. Picks up the 1st down and then some. 17 yards for Storm Norwood. Great blocking on that one. get another look at this one. We see Jeff Harris picking up a block there, the fullback. Number 45 there, picking up 3 different blocks. Very active on that running play. And now the Golden Eagles from the 50. Their running game has gotten going here in the second half. Very dormant in the first. Koufax a drop back here. Try and go for Shane Lidle, a risky throw, as that bounces off Bryant, incomplete. 2nd and 10 now in the I formation. And they'll give to Tyson Bolt. Jeff Harris again picks up a good block. Bolt makes a man miss, still going up the sideline, forcing a man upfield, and finally hit out. A very strong run from Bolt. All these running backs getting going. And now that's runs for Dowling, Norwood, and Bolt, all of good distance thus far. Theo Briggs really the only guy kept in check. And now he's out here in his 22 personnel set. Good blocking again. Briggs shoves a man off him, and right on cue. Maybe the strongest run we've seen from him all year. 11 yards up the middle. A first down from Briggs. This Marquette offense, like I was saying, Lance Leipold must have had some big words of encouragement. We'll go with that, as they've come out looking like a different team here in the second half. Theo Briggs that time stopped behind the backfield. 2nd and 11 now. And Marquette has not been afraid to run the ball on 2nd and long to start this half. They do so again here, 2nd and 11. And Norwood, he gets 7 up the middle, sets him up 3rd and 4. Now Marquette from the 7-yard line, a 3rd and 4. Come out with 2 tight ends, Storm Norwood in the backfield. And they'll give to Storm Norwood, and Northwestern snuffs him out that time. As no gain, a 4th and 4 now. From the 7, Marquette has a decision to make. I don't think we can really leave points on the board. It's not good that this still keeps it a one-possession game, but what I mean by that is we still need a touchdown, even though we kicked the field goal there. Make it 19-14, but I just feel comfortable going with the points. At least if Northwestern kicks a field goal on this drive, it's still a one-possession game. So we're going to keep Dillon Koufax out there. We kind of wanted to see what Ruben Brown was going to do. But Koufax, I mean, it's mostly been the running game, but we'd rather have the veteran out there as opposed to Ruben Brown, who's fairly inexperienced. And look at that. We've already doubled our first half yards total. We're now at 200 for the game. Northwestern at 234. And we'll see if our defense can get another big-time stop. Marquette starts out with 10 points on 2 drives, along with a 3-and-out on defense. We'll try and keep that going here. And they'll give to Treyvon Green. Davin Rice there initially, and he stops in the backfield. This defense, along with the offense, just looking like a totally different unit in this second half of football. Davin Rice and Denzel Highsmith on that stop. 2nd and 12 now for the Wildcats. They do not have to call play if they don't want to, but they will. Siemian back to pass. Goes to the left, and that's almost picked off by Dackenzie Durant. Had the toe tap as well, but just couldn't hold on, as that was a nice play overhead. Now 3rd and 12, 8 seconds left. Siemian in the shotgun, 2 guys in the backfield. They're going to set up a screen here, and that's snuffed out by Daniel Armstrong. But are they going to call a face mask on that one? And it is. That would have been a 4th down, forcing them to punt. But instead, Armstrong, such an unnecessary face mask. And as I said earlier, he's our defensive MVP, but that might be the biggest lapse we've had all year on defense. And probably not our biggest lapse. That's probably a misquote, but just a huge play as we are now set to enter the 4th quarter. Northwestern a fresh set of downs as they were about to be set to punt. Marquette's scrapping our way back in here. Now a 5-point ball game, and we need a big-time defensive stop here on this drive to give us some momentum going into the 4th. That's a brutal penalty from Daniel Armstrong. He's been such a difference maker for us, but that one definitely hurts. Now 1st and 10, they'll give to Treyvon Green. And a good tackle downhill from Tyler Black. 5-yard pickup for Green. And they'll give right back to Green. A strong play there on the defensive line. I'm not quite sure who that was. Reggie Watkins, a true sophomore. He's our biggest D tackle at 6'4", 323 or something like that, but we just haven't really been able to work him into the rotation with Gavin Battaglia and Clarence Thurman leading the way. Now 3rd and 4, Siemian to drop back, and he has Kyle Prater over the middle, and he gets 5. Another first down for Northwestern. Fresh set here for Siemian, and they'll give it back to Green. And he's brought down there by Barry Barber. A 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Now Northwestern at the 49. And they'll give back to Treyvon Green as a gap. And he's brought down by Daniel Armstrong, but not before picking up the first down. Treyvon Green now at 94 rushing yards, 6 short of 100, and he's already at 100 receiving yards on the day. He's in line to be the bowl game MVP at this point. And he'll get another give, just a workhorse series. He hit hard by Daniel Armstrong that time. Good play by Armstrong getting off the block and making the run stop. 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. Now Northwestern at the 37, and looking to Stephen Buckley for the first time. He carves up upfield, makes a couple guys miss, and he picks up 11. Another first down here from Northwestern. And they'll give it right back to Buckley. Stiff arms Highsmith, and a strong run there. Another 8 for Buckley off the bench. 2nd and 2, and now would be a great time to force a turnover. Buckley, another give, has a gap. Works away from a man, and a strong 10-yard give. That's 28 yards now, 29 on just 3 carries. The fresh legs from Buckley paying off for the Wildcats. 1st and goal now from the 9. They'll give right back to Buckley, and he's stopped in the backfield that time. Darquez Goddard has had a huge impact in the running game. I think his 3rd tackle for loss thus far. 2nd and goal now. Northwestern, their 14th play of the drive upcoming. They're doing a great job at chipping away. Siemian makes an adjustment. And of course, they'll just give back to Green. A nice hole there. And he's brought down at the 1. A 10-yard carry there for Green. And Northwestern just a yard away from making this a 2-score game. They'll go option here. And Daniel Armstrong, the huge stop. And that's going to force the 4th down. Do we think Northwestern goes for it? Or do they play it safe? Daniel Armstrong shot out of a cannon there. And his huge impact today continues. So Northwestern will just opt for the field goal and make it an 8-point game. Kick is up, and that's good. And it's now 22-14, 4:08 left. Marquette a chance to tie it up here. And Juice Campbell, he's going to bring this out of his own end zone. We need to get an electric play going. Good blocking. And he has some space up the sideline past the 40. And he's dragged down there at the 45 after a 48-yard return, maybe his longest of the season so far. And we really wanted to see Ruben Brown in this one, but Dillon Koufax has shown very good resilience and fight and has worked us back into this game. We'll keep him out there, see what he can do. 4:03 left, he'll roll to the left. And there's Pinson, a great grab, a good route. A 16-yard pickup, Marquette now down to the 40. Now a 1st and 10, they'll give to Dexter Dowling. A strong, scrappy run from Dowling up the middle. Through a lot of contact, he gets 8. 2nd and 2 now. Number 22, Dowling, still in the backfield. And they'll give it right back to him up the middle. And another strong physical run. He gets 7 that time, eating up yards up the middle. Now Storm Norwood subs into the game in this I formation. He'll get the outside carry. Just picks up 1 that time. Now 2nd and 9, just 2.5 minutes left in this game. Norwood the lone back, and he'll get the inside carry. And he gets 4 that time. 3rd and 5. Marquette driving here. 3rd and 5 now. Marquette, you have 2 plays to get 5 yards. And they go with a run this time. Great blocking to the outside. Jeff Harris picks up a block upfield. And Dowling dives into the end zone for the 20-yard touchdown. Marquette 20 now as they trail 22-20. Dowling does a little dance there. And he's been very strong in the second half. You see Jeff Harris, 45, gets way upfield, picks up a block, and his run blocking has made a huge impact in this game. So Marquette will look to convert their second 2-point conversion of the day as they come out with 3 tight ends. Northwestern stacks the front. I don't know about this. They will just stick with it, give it to Dowling, and he stops short. We should have audibled. I got to give more care in those situations instead of just rolling with what we got. I thought we might get the blocking necessary, but not the case. Northwestern still up 22-20 now. We need the defense to get a stop. Dylan Mackey on the kickoff as Bryant will take that out of his own end zone. Bryant works to the right as he's taken down right past the 25. A great game put together here by Marquette after a porous first half. They've really put it together here and showed a lot of fight and resilience here in the second half. Now just down 2 points. Treyvon Green, an opening carry. He gets a first down and 13 yards. Now just a minute and a half left here. Marquette needs to get a couple stops and try and force a punt here. Get some timeouts going. Another give to Green. Armstrong can't bring him down, and cleaned up there by Highsmith. Marquette takes their first timeout, 2nd and 6. A minute 20 remains. 1 first down, and Northwestern ends it. They get right back to Treyvon Green, and he stood up there at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Barry Barber on the nice run stop, or maybe Clarence Thurman. Green now 24 carries, 128 yards. A pure workhorse in this game. 3rd and 4 now. And this could be very well be the game. Marquette needs to stop. Northwestern spreads things out a little bit. Although Siemian will keep. And he's brought down by Barry Barber. Great contain there by Barber. I didn't know if he was going to be able to bring him down. I thought I might missed on that dive tackle. And Northwestern's going to punt here with 1:13 left. Marquette does burn all their timeouts, but we're getting the ball back with a chance to get the win here in the Heart of Dallas Bowl. Jordan Pinson's going to field this from the 17, and he's brought down pretty soon after just a 4-yard return. 66 seconds left in this season, and I did not think we were going to have this type of dramatic situation set up for us. Dillon Koufax still out there trying to lead this game-winning drive in his final college action. Nothing open. He has to throw that away. And I thought that might have been an intentional grounding. Now 1 minute, 1 second, 2nd and 10. Koufax rolls to his left. Has to dump that off for Shane Lidle. The clock's still going to go, but they do get 8. And now it's going to be 3rd and 2. They got to hurry. Now just 45 seconds left as Koufax gets set. And he takes the snap. And he just gets the pass off there as he was hit. And that brings up 4th and 2. 4th and 2 now. Koufax out there empty. Could be the last play of this Marquette season. Tries to get Dowling. A bad read there by Koufax, and they turn it over. And they're not going to come back here. Really nothing open on any of those 3 plays. And Northwestern's going to hang on. And we don't get the revenge. Although, I mean, I feel like we definitely went out on a high note just based on our fight, resilience, toughness in this second half. Almost were able to pull it out, but as it's been proven, we're just not ready to pull these games out in the big moments. Keep in mind, Northwestern, a huge advantage over us overall-wise, and we still were able to hang in it. And that's going to do it here. Just 3 seconds left. And Marquette, we fall in our first bowl game in this series, 22-20, but it was a very fun game. I'm glad we were able to fight back after being down 14-0. I think, what was it, 19-3 going into halftime or something like that. So Pat Fitzgerald and the Northwestern Wildcats are Heart of Dallas bowl champs, and they beat us they're 2-0 against us. And here's the play of the game. The safety, really the difference maker, as we lose by 2 points. Didn't even think about that until now. A great season for our Marquette Golden Eagles. We improved last year 4-8 and now 6-7 this year. And of course a bowl berth. It was a great year, but Darquez, Goddard there, number 11. Jake Haywood, they're not going to be back. Dillon Koufax won't be back. Nor will Shane Lidle or Jonathan Thomas. Now we're set for the offseason. There's Treyvon Green. Tremendous performance from him. Over 200 yards from scrimmage, a score, and he absolutely stole the show. And I don't know if he's going to be drafted at 88 overall, 90 overall, but certainly going to be at least an undrafted free agent signing. And I think Madden 25, and I'm talking about the one here from 360, I think I might get a franchise going in there. Just a quick sim franchise will sim through the years so we can kind of get these draft classes imported and see how these players pan out. But that's it here from the Heart of Dallas Bowl here in Dallas, Texas. We're going to go back at a season review, see who won the national championship between number 1 UL Lafayette, number 2 Alabama, and just look at around the nation, look at player stats, and just put a bow on this year 2 season and then pick it up next time in the offseason. Now, following our bowl game, we'll go over all the bowl results and see who came away with victories in their bowl games. So Miami defeats Arizona State by a touchdown here in the New Mexico Bowl. Temple over Bowling Green, Boise State over Utah. And I'm thinking about playing Boise State next year. If we made that a road game, would the blue turf, does that hurt anyone's eyes? Is that a thing? I feel like it's always cool to think about playing at Boise State, but once you're actually in there, it's like, oh man, this turf actually isn't very pleasant to look at. So let me know if I should do a road game against Boise State or not. Arkansas defeats USF in the Beef of Bradley's Bowl, New Orleans Bowl. Oregon State gets the win. California barely beats San Diego State 23-20 in the Las Vegas Bowl. Marshall, who we lost to a few weeks back, loses to Nevada in the Hawaii Bowl. UCF, we lost to them earlier, and they ended up being a ranked team at the end of the season, and they beat Toledo here in the Little Caesars Bowl. Navy over Buffalo, we played Navy earlier. And we were actually at one point were projected to play in the Military Bowl against Navy, but I'd much rather have played Northwestern again. Hollywood Bowl, Washington beats West Virginia. Oregon dismantles NC State. They win by about 30 here in the Belk Bowl. Oregon finishes the year. Oh, they're not even ranked. Finished 7-6. Wow. Wake Forest over Houston. Louisville, they lose in overtime against Cincinnati as Teddy Bridgewater for the Cardinals finishes second in the Heisman voting, and he's set for the NFL, probably a first-round pick. And that's what I'm saying. I want to import these draft classes and see how they turn out. Nebraska over Oklahoma State. In the Armed Forces Bowl here, Louisiana Tech gets the victory. Notre Dame beats Stanford, and that must have been a rematch. Don't they play during the regular season? And it doesn't let us look at schedules here, but Notre Dame beats Stanford in the Fight Hunger Bowl. And now we're going to start getting to the better ones. USC over Baylor in the Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma rock Illinois. Why is like a top, they're probably like 15, 20 at the time. Why is a top 20 Oklahoma team against Illinois? Illinois 6-7 now, and they lose 38-6 here in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. Tennessee over North Carolina in the Music City Bowl. Virginia Tech defeats Arizona in the Sun Bowl. Mississippi State wins the Liberty Bowl. Georgia over Clemson in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. That's a pretty good one. As Georgia finishes, they weren't ranked, neither were Clemson to end the season. Here we have our Heart of Dallas Bowl as we fell 22-20 in a very interesting, exciting game. Just couldn't pull it out, though, in the end. Auburn over Penn State. Michigan, go blue, defeats Florida in the Capital One Bowl. South Carolina finishes number 4 this season as they defeat Iowa in the Outback Bowl. Rose Bowl goes to the Spartans as they defeat UCLA. Texas beats ECU in the Fiesta Bowl by 3 scores. Texas A&M takes the Sugar Bowl. Ohio State 56-39 against Virginia in the Orange Bowl. Ohio State definitely should have been in the national championship over UL Lafayette, but we're actually here shortly going to see the national championship winner. Ole Miss over TCU in the Cotton Bowl. LSU, how does Connecticut, they had a really good year last year, now 7-5, almost beat LSU in this Compass Bowl. GoDaddy Bowl, Army wins 21-9 over NIU. And the national championship, UL Lafayette loses by only 4. They took a 21-10 lead into the fourth quarter, but just couldn't hang on. Alabama 15 unanswered there in the third quarter, and I can't believe UL Lafayette almost pulled it out. Terrence Broadway, 232 passing yards, a touchdown. Reed had 90 yards on the ground. Some good contributions there from the receivers. Barksdale had an interception for UL Lafayette. And let's see what about Alabama. Alec Morris, 190 passing yards, 18 for 30. TJ Yeldon, 83 rushing yards in that score. Amari Cooper only had 3 catches. He was held in check. Defensively, Lamarcus Fanning had 2 sacks. Ashawn Robinson, 2 sacks. Adrian Hubbard with a sack. No interceptions, though, as Bama just barely beat the Raging Cajuns. And what a season from UL Lafayette. Probably shouldn't have been here. Just 12-0 in Sun Belt. Didn't even have a conference championship game. It most definitely should have been Alabama, Ohio State. And Ohio State probably would have repeated as national championships in that as national champs in that matchup. Now we'll go over here to award winners. And Braxton Miller, of course, he won the Heisman. We'll get a look at his stats as he repeated as Heisman Trophy winner the first 2 years of this series. Just under 3,000 passing yards, repeated his 39 passing touchdowns from last year, although the interceptions were up, but his rushing way up as he ran for 1,100 yards and 13 scores on the ground. The Maxwell did go to Teddy Bridgewater, although Miller does win the Walter Camp. The Bednarik Award goes to Jordan Lomax, corner from Iowa. And there's actually a true freshman here, Ray Sanders from USC. 9.5 sacks in his first season, a 79 overall true freshman. He's going to be a force in the coming years. Oh, he actually does end up winning the Nagurski. And a fellow freshman here, Elijah Daniel, a redshirt freshman, second in the Nagurski voting. Teddy Bridgewater wins the O'Brien over Braxton Miller. The Doak Walker goes to Trenton Turrentine of Army. Todd Gurley, second. Cameron Artis-Payne, Matt Jones, Jeremy Hill, a bunch of SEC backs follow Turrentine. And then Duke Johnson there for Miami. The Biletnikoff goes to national champ Amari Cooper. And Eli Rogers, we saw him earlier in the season. He comes in second, 15 scores, just under 1,200 receiving yards for him. So Rogers didn't get any hardware, but a fellow Louisville Cardinal does. Gerald Christian wins the Mackey as the nation's top tight end. Some other notable names here: O.J. Howard, Nick Vanette, Xavier Grimble, Eric Fronefel, who we played earlier. 1,500 yards for him, 85 catches, 13 touchdowns for Fraunefeld. The Outland goes to Chad Lindsey, center for the national champs. Remington, though, to Dominic Espinoza from Texas. And Jadeveon Clowney, he wins the Lombardi, a 99 overall, and he's going to be a very high draft pick in Madden when we transfer over at some point. Shaq Thompson, best linebacker, of course, future first-round pick. Levander Liggins, that's Thorpe. And why is Van Hoos not even on here? Nick Van Hoos from Northwestern had 9 interceptions, leading the nation, who he just played against. He's not even on here for the Thorpe recipients. The Groza goes to Jordan Williamson of Stanford, the top punter. I'm sorry, the top kicker. Now the Ray Guy Award, the top punter, goes to true freshman Stuart Bennett of the Florida Gators, an 80 overall true freshman punter. And best returner for E.J. Scott of Virginia, although he didn't even have any return touchdowns. None of these guys did. Okay, Jordan Canzeri had a touchdown, but Jordan Pinson had one. He's not even on here. Now we'll take a look at All-Americans. Just go down the list real quick. Teddy Bridgewater, the first-team quarterback, so that must mean, Braxton Miller, the Heisman winner, the second-team quarterback. That's kind of a weird dynamic. Tyshawn Dye for Clemson. Jeremy Hill, who we talked about. Amari Cooper. Fraunefeld, the first-team tight end here for Marshall. Ari Quandijo, Max Garcia, Dominic Espinoza, Cameron Fleming, Cedric Ogbuai. A bunch of future NFL linemen there. Ronald Powell, Jadeveon Clowney, the D-ends. Jabari Dean, a first-team All-American here from Central Michigan. Wouldn't expect that. Louis Nix III from Notre Dame. Travis Feeney from UW. Adrian Whitty. And Adrian Whitty, this corner for Cincinnati, he had 4 pick-sixes this season. 8 interceptions. Tremendous year there from the Bearcats corner. Jordan Lomax. Jared Wilson here from Michigan. And that'll do it here for the first team. Second team, Braxton Miller, J.C. Coleman Turntine, who was the Doak Walker Award winner. Eli Rogers, Sammy Watkins here. He'll be a senior, a 99 overall. He'll be a high pick there in Madden. A.J. Cann here from South Carolina. Chad Lindsey, the Remington Award winner. I'm sorry, the Outland Award winner. I feel like those usually go hand in hand, although it didn't this year. Really no other notable names. Shaq Thompson, Levander Liggins, and here's Nick Van Hoos. Redshirt junior, he'll be back next year most likely with the Wildcats, fresh off a 9 interception season. And a couple NFL special teamers here. Kyler Fairbairn from UCLA, Bradley Pinion, and then Jordan Canzeri, second team returner of the year. Freshman, any notable names? Keith Ford for Oklahoma. No one else really of note. Elijah Qualls, he was a future draft pick there out of UW. And here's Ray Sanders, that award winner. He was second in the Bednarik and then won the Nagurski as a true freshman. And that's it there. Ryan Switzer, returner on the freshman team. And now we'll go over to top 25 and just see how that played out. We'll just scroll down real quick. We're not going to go too much into this. Alabama, of course, finishes number 1. Ohio State, UL Lafayette, South Carolina, Texas, the top 5 teams. Virginia finishes in the top 10. Very surprising there. Army at 9. USC, Michigan, Virginia Tech. San Diego State at 18. Navy at 21. Cincinnati, UCF, Iowa, Baylor at the bottom there. And then we'll just look at some player stats to end the episode. I know it's kind of longer here at the tail end, but I just want to get all this done. So next episode, we can kind of just jump right into the offseason. So Jake Haywood, 332 pass attempts, 2,400 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And he did complete 64%. He's going to leave as our all-time leading passer with 4,079 yards, 15 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Dillon Koufax saw most of his pass attempts here in the final few weeks. Finishes with 211 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and just 52% completion. He'll end his career with 1,137 yards, 6 touchdown passes. What about rushing? 214 rushing yards, and that's with a good deal of sacks there from year 1 as well. Storm Norwood will end as our rushing leader, 99 attempts, 15 more yards than Dowling, who had 5 less attempts. Pretty even across the board. I mean, almost identical production. Norwood at 4.4 yards per carry, Dowling at 4.5. They each had 3 touchdowns. Norwood a long of 32, Dowling a long of 39. Yards after contact, almost identical, although Dowling had 3 rushes of 20-plus yards, only 1 from Norwood. Briggs, a little bit less rushing yards, only 3.5 per carry, although he did lead the way with 9 touchdowns, and we know he's more of our short yardage guy. Tyson Bolt, 54 carries, just under 200 yards, And he led our team in yards per rush with 4.5 last season, but it dips down to 3.6 this year, although he did find pay dirt 3 times, and he had our longest rush of all running backs with 40. I think that came back in week 1, actually, on a Wildcat run. Koufax had 121, and then Jeff Harris, our freshman fullback, 3 touchdowns on 7 carries. Now for receiving, Shane Lidle led in receptions and receiving yards. He leaves with 94 catches, 1,224 receiving yards, and 5 scores, although he couldn't get a touchdown this season. Kind of a bad outing from that perspective. Wish he could have found the end zone, but we don't get many passing touchdowns thus far. Although Jordan Pinson, 4 receiving touchdowns, just under 500 receiving yards, and he's had very good production through 2 seasons, and he really took a step forward here in an expanded role. He's going to be probably our biggest centerpiece on our offense going into next season. And then there's Grant Cooper, our reliable tight end option. He'll most likely be back for his redshirt senior year. 41 catches, 449 receiving yards, a pair of scores, and his receiving yards were down substantially from last year, although he did miss a couple games, so that could be the cause of that. Jonathan Thomas was solid, although he had a better production last year in a smaller role, but still similar numbers, and he had a good couple seasons here in Marquette. Randall Darby, 15 catches, 184 yards, a 41 long reception, the second longest catch of anyone on our team this year. Tyson Bolt, double-digit catches, 117 yards, and then we'll get down here. Scott Dixon, 10 catches, 9 for Thad Archibald, 115 yards, and he had a pretty big impact in a limited role. He'll be one of our starting receivers next year, most likely out of the slot at 5'7", 170. Jeff Harris had 6 grabs, Dexter Dowling 5 out of the backfield for 35 yards, and we'll probably get him implemented more into the passing game next season. Now for blocking, Cooper led the way with 8 pancakes, no sacks allowed. Jackson Lyles, our redshirt junior, he started every game so far at left guard for us. He'll be back for his final year next year. Jonathan Thomas, 4 pancakes as a wide receiver, 2 for Scott Dixon, and then Tremaine Barry gave up a couple sacks. Brian Joseph gave up a couple sacks, and Jabari Branch down here, 4 sacks allowed. He spent some time at right guard, kind of alternated with Brian Joseph here, and Montez Chamberlain at right tackle. He has started every game at right tackle, but he's now set to graduate. Defensively, Davin Rice led in tackles, Nichols with 51 at safety. Tackles for loss, Armstrong, a huge season, 12 tackles for loss, tied with 6 sacks for the team lead along with Gavin Battaglia. Goddard had 12 tackles for loss and 5 sacks. Highsmith, 44 tackles, 9 for loss. Gavin, Battaglia, Nichols, Rice, all 7 tackles for loss. Barry Barber, 5. And now we'll go over to sacks. Battaglia and Armstrong each with 6, tied for our team lead. And Goddard there second with 5. Thurman with 3. And Barry Barber only 2 this year after 5 last season. His production down. Hopefully he takes a step forward and kind of rebounds as a senior. Jerry Jones, the true freshman, with 1 sack. Ahmad Plummer and Marcus Dixon with 1 as well. We didn't have many interceptions. We only had 7 interceptions all season. 2 of them by Dackenzie Durant. He'll leave campus with 4 interceptions, tied for our team lead with Juice Campbell. Tyler Black had 1. He'll be back next year. Dixon had 1. Campbell had 1. Nichols had 1. And Mike Johnson, our defensive end, had 1 in his first career start. Not many pass deflections either. We actually had more interceptions than deflections. Only 6 here. 2 from Durant. Forced fumbles, we had 5 all year. Rice, Nichols, Battaglia, Goddard, Armstrong. And Armstrong recovered 2 of them. He's been huge all season. No blocks, no safeties, no defensive touchdowns. And now we'll go to kicking. Dylan Mackey only missed 2 kicks all year, although a 39 long. We know he doesn't have the range. Through 2 years, he's 19 out of 24 for 79%. Hasn't missed an extra point. And his longest field goal, 39 each season. Punting, Eddie Stevens, almost 1,000 yards. Punting, 39.3 average. 30 average on net yardage. And 5 down inside the 20, 4 touchbacks. And 2 of those were at the 1-yard line. I love my coffin corner punts. Those are a lot of fun. Kick return, it was mainly Juice Campbell. He had a long of 59 at one point. That might have been in this past game, or maybe it was earlier in the year. And then punt return, of course, we had that touchdown, that punt return touchdown a couple episodes ago with Pinson. And he ends 15 punt returns at a 17.9 average. So this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. I know, like I said, it was kind of longer here at the tail end of the episode, but we got to get through all the logistical stuff. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the series. We want to know what's going on around the nation. So I'll just scroll through some league leaders, some nation leaders here as we close. And as I said earlier, thank you so much for sticking around with this franchise Dynasty. And next episode, we're getting into the offseason. It's the best part of the game, and I can't wait to see how it goes. I'm hoping we get some transfers. I'm hoping that we get a couple guys, Robert Williamson there, the corner we're targeting. And Eric Fronefeld actually led the nation in receiving yards at tight end. That's pretty wild. 4 short of 1,500. But yeah, I hope it's a good offseason, and this team, a very good showing here in our first bowl game, although we couldn't quite come away with the win. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. As always, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the offseason.